episode of Let's Talk Wrestling on Leon the King TV. Welcome back to Let's Talk Wrestling on Leon the King TV. And today we're going to go into it and talk about it. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. Whatever you do, please hit that subscribe button. And today we are talking about it. But man, this is the Smackdown week recap. The Smackdown, Friday Night Smackdown recap of last night, of what happened on Smackdown, and we're going to talk a recap. This isn't a real long video, this is just a recap of, and review of what happened on Smackdown last night. But, starting off, I just want to say, man, this show was mid, bro. Yeah. This show was mid. When I mean mid, I mean to the point where it wasn't even near excellent. But I won't say it was the worst episode of SmackDown. It was just at a point where them taking so long to build WrestleMania 39's up is starting to fail a little bit. I'm kind of not even excited about Cody and Roman main eventing night 2 of Mania, because it's like there's no even entertaining storyline around that feud right now, of that booking of a match. So there's nothing interesting me about Cody and Roman right now. So, starting off the show, we get Cody Rhodes coming out to the ring, showing up from Raw to SmackDown, talking about Roman. And this is kind of not even making sense anymore, because you're showing up from brand to brand, whether it be Monday night, whether it be Friday night, cutting a promo, and Roman's not even there. They gotta beef this up, because we're less than 3 weeks from Mania. And the fact that they basically have no story to hype this match up is kind of failing. And it's failing fans' interest. It's failing my interest as a fan to even sit and watch and to be drawn into a main event of night 2. I'm starting to think that night 1's main event may be way better than night 2. So we get Cody cutting a promo. For the 1000th time, we get Sami Zayn coming out. Then we get KO coming out. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn in the ring. KO leaves. There's a backstage promo. And then that's it. Sami Zayn is alone. So then there's supposed to be a promo between him and Jey Uso later on that night. Jey Uso comes out to the ring, talk about them being brothers in the Bloodline faction. They go to throwing hands, catching fades. Jimmy Uso comes out. Then we get the KO music. KO comes out from the behind them, stuns both of them. Now Sami and Zayn and KO are a tag team again. Seriously, man, this shit is just fucking bogus. This shit not even, this is like not even as good as soap opera. But we love professional wrestling though, don't we? So that's something that happened, and I guess now what's being rumored is the match at Mania that's being booked, I think for night 1 or night 2, may be Sami Zayn, KO versus the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. First of all, I'm interested to see how they're going to unify both of these tag titles. These are the SmackDown tag titles. These are the Raw tag titles. How they're going to unify both of the straps off the Usos' shoulders. That's what's going to be interesting for me to watch, is how they're going to take the straps off their shoulders. The same way how we're going to ununify the WWE Undisputed Championship off of Roman's shoulders. That's going to be interesting to watch too in the future. So for Mania, whether it be night 1 or night 2, I'm guessing the match that we're getting most likely is going to be KO, Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. And this may be a decent match, only because, not like it's my kind of booking, but it's a decent match because these guys go back to fucking NXT. These guys go back to NXT, where, come on, I think both of them were NXT champions. Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura had great matches. He was an NXT champion, I believe. Him and Kevin Owens was an NXT champion. Even when he came on the main roster in 2015 on Raw with the NXT title as NXT champion. So yeah, man, these guys were both good in NXT, and we can see how good they are as a tag team at Mania. So we'll see. But they were pretty doggone good in NXT, no lie. Next, we got a promo between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. This was interesting. You know, again, how they're slowly trying to build this thing up, and this actually was probably the best night of SmackDown. This is probably the best part of SmackDown last night, clearly because you got Charlotte in the ring with Rhea in the ring with Dominique. This was my one issue, though. We didn't need to see Dominique 2 times last night, or 3 times last night. We kind of saw enough of Dominic last night. Didn't see him 3 times. We saw enough of him. So that was kind of my opinion on that. Rhea being in the ring left alone with Charlotte, that was perfect enough, fine for me. You know, this match at Mania is for the SmackDown Women's title. But it's not the booking I want to see either. But again, this is what they booked, and they did a promo last night, where in the promo, Rhea pushes Charlotte by the face. Rhea and Dom walks out of the ring. Charlotte ain't going for the shit. She goes over, clotheslines Rhea. And then now we get this big brawl between Rhea and Charlotte. Got referees coming to the ring, officials coming to the ring, breaking the shit up as always. With every brawl, every week there's a brawl with officials and referees breaking it up. Man, it's funny. And then you got Charlotte and Rhea brawling all throughout the arena, in the arena with the fans, and now they're trying to tear each other apart. Then you get a big standoff where Charlotte holds up the SmackDown Women's title to Rhea like you want something, go get something. We'll have this match at Mania, and we gonna have this match for the SmackDown Women's title at Mania 39. So this is the main event of night 1. Yeah, this is the main event of night 1. And how I feel about it is the promo was good. The promo was excellent. I thought it was the best thing on SmackDown, because Rhea is the best. Is like, she got a lot of heat on her right now. I think they are booking her like China was back in the Attitude Era in the 90s. This is the rebirth of China that we're seeing. Rhea Ripley is the rebirth of China from the Attitude Era. Yes, she is, and we're watching it. So that match is the main event of night 1 at Mania in a couple weeks. So check that out. But that's going to be pretty good. I'll say it. I was not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan at first. I know the 4 Horsewomen was huge in NXT, and then they got on the main roster and the Women's Revolution. But I was not the biggest Charlotte fan at first. But I'm happy that now we finally get to see both of these women going at it at night 1 for the SmackDown Women's Championship title. That SmackDown Women's title match is going to be great, because Rhea's going to get around her waist. Next, we get a promo where Rey Mysterio, again for the second, third week in a row, comes out talking about his Hall of Fame induction. It's in the WWE Hall of Fame. Interrupted by no other than we hear Judgment Day's theme with Dominique and Rhea coming to the ring. Dominique comes to the ring. This is just bad booking. It's if you're gonna make this good, let's see a steel chair go to the head of Rey. Let's see Rey get thrown into steel steps. Let's see Rey get put into a table. Let's see Rey get put into a submission lock. Let's see that type of shit. Why are we still watching Dominique try to antagonize Rey to the point where he wants to make Rey snap? Rey don't want to do it, but we know that he's gonna pop off soon within one of these next couple weeks, and that's their way of building up this match at Mania. And I think that having Judgment Day on Smack, because I would say this too with this, I do believe Judgment Day is coming to Smackdown. The Judgment Day faction will be on Smackdown, and they are going to be booked like the Bloodline is being booked this year. Whether it's a sign that the Judgment Day is coming to Smackdown so they can be booked like the Bloodline, or WWE is planning some potential draft this year, 2023. WWE might not be planning a draft. They might not be planning a draft, but I do think Judgment Day is coming to SmackDown. They're going to sign with SmackDown, and they're going to get some gold around their waist. I see it happening. Especially someone like a Damian Priest and a Finn Balor. Of course. Rhea Ripley is going to get that title around her waist at Mania. Of course. Judgment Day is money. Dominic Mysterio is money. Book these guys. They are money. This is the rebirth of Ministry of Darkness. I said that since last year. Next we get this was pretty interesting. It had been in the news for quite some over this past week. This past week it had been in the news that supposedly Bray Wyatt. Wait a second. Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt. SB Nation reported this 4 hours ago that WWE stock report the clock is running out on Bray Wyatt. Some places do power rankings. Here at Cade Side, we do a stock report. In this weekly series, we identify. Okay, no, we don't need to know that. Bray Wyatt has been gone from WWE television in March, missing all 3 weeks of Raw and SmackDown thus far, creating a lot of uncertainty about his unexpected WrestleMania match against no other than Bobby Lashley, the former WWE World Champion and United States Champion. As a result, this was yet another week of TV where Bob had nothing to do. Uncle Howdy isn't a character that hasn't been developed well enough to carry in the story in Bray's absence, so he has been a non-factor for the most part too. The clock is running out, and with it 2 weeks to go into WrestleMania, it feels like WWE might need to call an audible very soon, or at least have a backup plan for Lashley ready to go. So this is shocking to me. This is shocking to me. This is very shocking to me. My question is, where the hell is Bray Wyatt? Where is Bray Wyatt? Where is he? If this is another CM Punk, Sasha Banks, I'm done with this bullshit walking out type of thing. Okay, I understand it. We just got this guy back months ago, this past fall last year, and now he's got one of the biggest matches of his career, taking on an athlete. You're booked to take on a former Extreme Champ Wrestling, former ECW champion, a former TNA World Heavyweight champion, a former WWE World Heavyweight champion, a former United States champion, no other than Bobby Lashley. And you're not even present to build up this feud for this match and cut a promo. Just to cut a promo, because we all know Bray Wyatt is known for promos instead of his wrestling ability. His in-ring ability is not great. It's his promos that's great. I don't know what they're going to do, but I already know we should have got Karrion Kross versus Bray Wyatt at Mania 39. And I'm talking on that on another video. That's a whole other video I'm doing on fantasy booking. Check out that. But we should have got Karrion versus Bray, and I don't know what they were thinking of doing Bobby and Bray. And I don't know what their backup is. Maybe they'll add Lashley to the Strowman. I mean, to the Omos and Lesnar match at Mania. We don't know. We're taking guys from two different brands now and booking them to have matches against each other at Mania. This is a mess. This is a slophouse mess. Where is Bray Wyatt? We need answers. Why are we not seeing him on Raw? Smackdown for the past 3 weeks this month in March. Mania's next month, the beginning of next month. And us fans want to see a Bobby Lashley and Bray match. We want to see Bray at Mania. We want this to be his comeback year at Mania. We want to see it. But where the hell is he? This leads to a lot of interesting questions on where he could be. Or what the hell is going on. Speaking of Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross is being buried by WWE. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are being buried by by World Wrestling Entertainment. This man has no plans at Mania. He's got no plans at Mania. He's got zero plans. And you bring a guy like this back and you tease a potential triple threat at Clash of the Castle. You tease a match for the title you tease a match with him and Roman. You book him in the worst couple of matches against Drew McIntyre, and this is just awful. This is fucking awful. This is god awful. And Karrion Kross is not the only one that you bring back who has no plans at Mania. He's not the only one on that roster that you brought back who has no plans of not being booked at a match at Mania. Braun Strowman has no plans. Hit Row has no plans. Johnny Gargano, I'm not big on him, but he has no plans. You're bringing back all this talent. You got LA Knight, a guy who's debuting. Good. He's got that 80s Stone Cold. LA Knight is great at promos. He's good in the ring. LA Knight to me is like another Razor Ramon. He's like the Razor Ramon of today in wrestling. And you basically, he's the Razor Ramon of today's wrestling. And you basically don't have plans for him. This is ridiculous. Braun Strowman, Karrion Kross, LA Knight. Solo Sikoa doesn't even have a match. None of the members, Damian Priest from Judgment Day doesn't have a match. This is ridiculous. This is Raw and SmackDown we're talking. Both brands. Both of these shows, half their rosters have no matches for Mania, and this is ridiculous. How do you have a powerhouse, monster-packed roster, a jam-packed roster, and these guys don't have half of them don't even have matches booked at Mania? We still gotta grab Cena to face Theory for the U.S. title at Mania. That's ridiculous. Y'all gotta stop listening to JD from New York. This is the JD style of wrestling we talking about. Karrion Kross lost that fatal 4-way weeks ago. Karrion Kross lost that Hell in the Cell match at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia against Drew McIntyre. He had the worst match of his career at Extreme Rules against Drew McIntyre. This is bad. I say just threw him in the Clash at the Castle main event with him, McIntyre, and Roman, and made that a triple threat for the titles, and that would have been perfect from there. Instead of him being the one to lose, McIntyre's the one to lose, and we get a rematch with Karrion later on. That I would have been fine with. You gotta do something with Karrion Kross. His theme is awesome. Dead silence. You gotta do something with Karrion Kross. You got to. He's too much of a ruthless aggression era style guy in today's era of wrestling, and he's great. Do something with him. He had a great run as NXT champion. The match he had with NXT with Samoa Joe. Come on, man. This guy's great. He's Killer Kross on Impact and the Indies. Come on, give him some praise, man. He's pretty good. Speaking of LA Knight, we got LA Knight versus Xavier Woods. LA Knight picked up the victory over Xavier Woods. This was interesting. I would say it wasn't the best match, but it was kind of mid. Xavier Woods at this point is kind of jobbing in his career. I think he's one of the members of the New Day that will never see get that push like Big E and Kofi did. Just like when Kofi faced Daniel Bryan for the WWE title at Mania 35 in 2019. That was Kofi Mania. Then we saw Big E win the WWE title against Bobby Lashley and took on Roman Reigns as a Universal Champion at Survivor Series 2021. So yeah, man, he's the one out of that faction. I think Xavier Woods, out of all three members of the New Day, is the one member who won't get that push, in my honest opinion. But we'll see. Never say never. He might. I like Xavier, but he might. But LA Knight has a lot of potential. He won this match. He picked up the victory against Xavier Woods in the singles competition on Smackdown. And we do see a lot of good potential in LA Knight. He's got that Razor Ramon swagger. He's great promos. He's good on the ring. He's good in the mic. He's that 80s, 90s style wrestler that's been missing from wrestling, and he's good. He's good at it. LA Knight has a lot of potential to be a main event guy. I think that if you're gonna have someone face Gunther and we can get rid of the Sheamus and Drew McIntyre thing, he's the one I want to see as the IC champion. I want to see him as a US champion, or I want to see him as an IC. I want to see him as IC champion and then work his way to getting that WWE Undisputed title shot. But he's definitely an IC guy for the IC title. Then we get the main event. The last match on the card was Gunther, Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. Winner goes on to face Gunther at Mania 39 for the IC title. That match is now being booked as a triple threat, last minute decision. The match is booked as a triple threat for the IC title at Mania. We saw Sheamus and Gunther. He was Walter in NXT UK. But if we saw him as Gunther and Sheamus took each other one-on-one at Clash of the Castle back in September for the IC title, and that was good. I think from what I really see happening, and this is what I think World Wrestling Entertainment is doing, they're really trying to bring relevancy, importance, and making the IC title actually valuable again. They're trying to make the IC title prestigious. They're trying to make the IC title actually be important like it was back in the Attitude Era and in the fucking Ruthless Aggression Era. They're trying to make the IC title actually important again, and that's what they're trying to do. We're trying to give it that same level of importance that the WWE and the Universal title has. So if the two biggest main titles can have a lot of importance in our company, we can do that with a mid-card title like the IC title. where we were just watching these little 2-minute matches with Shinsuke Nakamura winning and sweeping out everyone in his way. Now we can actually watch competitive matches, and we can watch guys like Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. We can watch Gunther, the IC champion right now, defend it in very competitive matches, and I think that making the IC title important is an important thing right now. So yeah. So that is the review. I think we knew we were getting this match at Mania. We kind of knew we were getting a triple threat because that's the banger match. Sheamus versus Gunther is mid. Drew versus Gunther 1-on-1 is mid. Why not make it a triple threat? And they did that. They did exactly just that, and that's what I thought. So that was the recap and a review. Friday Night Smackdown last night, March 17th. This is we're doing every Saturday now a recap of Smackdown, and Tuesdays my nights we'll be doing a recap of Raw. So with Monday nights, 10, 30, 11 o'clock, we'll be doing a recap of Monday Night Raw, and on Saturdays we'll be doing a recap of Friday Night Smackdown. So yes. So make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, putting up more content, more things coming out. Hollywood Real Talk Fantasy Booking. We're putting out Let's Talk Wrestling. We're doing everything in the world of pop culture entertainment and professional wrestling. Yes, and we are putting out more content. I'm putting out more content for the channel. So keep it going, man. Get those likes up. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Share this video on all your social media platforms. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Check us out, man. And Leon the King TV. Stay blessed and we out here.